Good morning, Mark Soderberg with ADM Investor Services with your morning ag outlook for Tuesday, November the 12th. Well, prices were mostly lower here across the ag space overnight as we get closer to the pause. Prices are firming up a little bit, particularly in the feed grains. Corn right now is 1 to 2 better, with the nearby D's leading the way. Wheat, which was lower most of the night, is firmed up to steady here in Chicago, a touch better in Minneapolis, and still a bit lower in Kansas City. The bean complex is lower across the board, 5 to 6 lower in the beans, steady to about $1 lower in the meal, while bean oil prices is a weakling here, down about a full penny on the session. Oil seems to be getting its lead from the Malaysian palm oil, which was down 3.2% overnight after recently trading to a 2.5-year high. Speculative traders, they were modest sellers across the ag space yesterday, selling about 6,000 contracts in the beans, meal, and wheat, while even lighter amounts in both corn and in soybean oil. Not a whole lot of fresh news here this morning as we will get export inspections and our weekly crop progress updates this afternoon after the close. These were both delayed due to the observance of Veterans Day holiday yesterday. Heavy rains across key winter wheat growing areas will likely lead to another increase in winter wheat ratings this afternoon. I'd expect another 3 to 4% improvement, up from the 45% of the crop that was rated good to excellent last week. Plantings of the winter wheat crop are probably just over 90% complete, while harvest of corn and soybean crops are all but complete. Rains in South America this week will be mostly concentrated in the northern and central growing regions of Brazil, while the southern part of the country, along with much of Argentina, will be drier than normal. After recent heavy rains, soybean farmers in Argentina will enjoy the drier stretch here as they look to make considerable progress in getting seed in the ground. Last week, plantings had reached 8%. Soybean plantings in Brazil reached 67% late last week, ahead a year ago and the 5-year average. Their first corn crop plantings were up to 72%. The Farm Ministry in France did provide slightly higher production forecasts for their small grain production today. In the export markets, Jordan right now is seeking about 120,000 metric tons of wheat, while Algeria is seeking 240,000 tons of feed grain from South American origin. D's corn is holding pretty firm here, just below its recent high, with demand strong and farmers not terribly eager to sell their recently harvested crops. I'd look for spreads to remain firm in order to keep the pipeline full. The D's March spread did trade back up to 12 cents here, matching yesterday's high, which was the highest level in about 5 months. I do look for higher usage numbers down the road from the USDA, lowering ending stocks here in the U.S. I do have keep an upside target of 450 for December corn by the end of the month. Jan beans have also backed up here a little bit overnight. Can't rule out a pullback back below the $10 level right now without a weather problem in South America. However, I would expect some pretty good support above $9.75 in this $9.75 to $10 range. D's meal, that's holding support just above its recent contract low of $293.10. I also look for bean oil to find some good support here above 46 cents a pound, anticipating higher usage numbers and even higher crush in subsequent USDA reports. Wheat is in a pretty tight holding pattern right now. Prices were able to generate a nice bounce off yesterday's lows from early in the session. However, upside would appear to be limited in the short term as U.S. prices remain largely uncompetitive in the global marketplace. So thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you have a great Tuesday.